Have you ever engaged in a serious debate over which is better, Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings? Have you ever played Smash or Pass using only characters from Star Wars and Marvel movies? If you answered yes to any of these questions, we have the podcast for you. Listen to the Steam Gentlemen, the podcast where an expert panel convenes to ask the questions about pop culture and social commentary that other podcasts are afraid to ask. Listen to the Steam Gentlemen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Ladies and gentlemen, Wrestling Fans International Association is back. That's right, the premier fan club association of the 1970s and 1980s has been revived and is back in business. Join today. It's free at thewfia.org. That's thewfia.org. You can also join us on Facebook at facebook.com/groups/WFIA 1969. Welcome back, everybody, to the 1987 Supermod. I'm your host, Brad Drake, and this is the World Wrestling Federation, everybody. We are into November, but we're still having some fun with the saves. We're going to keep things going for a little bit longer. We have some exciting things coming up for the World Wrestling Federation, and I look forward to going on this journey with you. So here we are tonight. The live event tour continues. We are in the Cumberland Civic Center in Portland, Maine. And once again, this is a live event show, also known as a house show, so we will not be on television. We check our absent workers here, and it's nothing but who we expect to be out. Let's check our backstage incidents, and we have all protege work here, everybody. That's the sign of a healthy company in this game. Good stuff. All right, let's take a look at our card for this evening, everybody. And remember, that asterisk indicates that this match, has been altered, usually because either a wrestler was double booked, a wrestler is now not available, or something along those lines. Injuries, that kind of stuff. So here we go. The opener is going to see Nick DeCarlo against Tama. The Shadows will face the Young Stallions in tag team action. Haku is going to face Rick Martel. And we're going to make a change here right off the bat. Jerry Allen against the one-man gang is going to go here. Haku versus Rick Martel is going to go here. And as a matter of fact, we're going to change this again to Brutus, Beefcake, and Dino Bravo one back. There we go. And hey, we're going to go even further again here and change this one more time. So Haku versus Rick Martel. The problem is when I lay these out, I lay them out based on the actual card. And I don't know if the source I use actually has them in proper order or not. So that's why things end up. I usually catch things before this, but today I didn't catch this. You can see the other shows here are a work in progress because these are the actual matches off the show. And then now I have to adjust because once again, for those of you that are newer to the channel, you might not understand the style that I'm doing. The WWF ran 3 to 4 house shows a night, right? They had an A card, B card, C card. Sometimes they had a D card, right? Well, obviously we can't run all 3 or 4 shows per night. So therefore, we try to mix up the other cards onto our one card. That's why we're running 10 matches to, just give a more realistic view of what was going on. All right, so we're going to start this over again from the third match. We're going to see Jerry Allen in there against the one-man gang. Scott Casey is going to battle Cowboy Bob Orton Jr. Brutus, the Barber Beefcake, will face Dino Bravo in singles action. Greg the Hammer Valentine is going to mix it up with Jake the Snake Roberts. Haku is going to battle Rick Martel as Strikeforce continues that feud with the heel Islanders. The Magnificent Muraco will face Ricky the Dragon Steamboat in their semi-main, everybody. We're going to see the Rockers against Hercules and Race. And our main event, everybody, will feature TITO Santana challenging the Honky Tonk Man for that Intercontinental Heavyweight Championships. With that said, everybody, with all of that said, let's get to booking. All right, I'm going to warn you right off the bat, everybody. We are not going to do that good of a number for this match because Santana and Honky are not going to draw that solid of a main event. I could be wrong, but I don't think it's going to be as good as what we've seen in the past. All right, DeCarlo and Tama opening things up. They're going to go 8 minutes here. Nick DeCarlo is nearing the end of his career here. Very serviceable hand, very good wrestler. Spent a lot of time in the WWF, WWF in the 1970s with his partner Frank Monte. Good wrestler, really good wrestler. At this point, he's just doing some enhancement work for the WWF. All right, so here is Tama, and Tama, of course, is going to get the win. He can get the win clean over DeCarlo. That's not going to hurt anybody or hurt anything. All right, the Shadows are in there against the Young Stallions. They're going to go 8 minutes. I think Rivera is tired, but what else is new? That's just how it goes here. All right, here are the Shadows. And here are the Young Stallions. These two teams have battled quite a bit already. We're going to give the win here to Paul Roma. You know, I was watching an old Young Stallions match the other day, enhancement match, Superstars or Primetime, one of those two. And couldn't have been Primetime. It was probably Superstars or Spotlight, one of those two. And I didn't realize that Roma had the Italian flag on his trunks for a while, but apparently he did. I don't know how long it lasted. Just one of those things you see and it catches your eye. All right, here's Jerry Allen against the one-man gang. Jerry Allen was a big dude. I thought he was talented in the ring. His tag team with Spivey was interesting for that Tunney Cup that they had there in Canada. But Jerry Allen was a big dude, good shape. I thought he was good in the ring. And despite that, he's going down to the gang here, everybody. The gang is going to get the win. The gang is on the climb here. As Jim Ross would say, he's a blue chipper. He's a blue chipper. All right, Scott Casey and Bob Orton Jr. are going to go 10 here. And I don't care if the WWF just called him Bob Orton. I call him Bob Orton Jr. because Bob Orton Sr. deserves his respect. Here is Cowboy Bob Orton Jr. Orton with the W. I still don't understand why Orton never wore a cowboy hat, though. He wore like a pimp hat. Anybody notice that? It looked like a pimp hat. He never wore a cowboy hat. He never wore cowboy boots, yet he wore like a Western. I take that back. He did wear cowboy hats, but in this time period, he was wearing the weird pimp hat, and he never wore the Western-style boots. I always found that interesting. Just strange observations on my part, everybody, because that's what I do. I look for the details. All right, Brutus the Barber, Beefcake, and Dino Bravo, they're going to go 10 here. Beefcake versus Bravo. Dino's going to get the win here. We're going to change some things up here. Here is Dino Bravo. Here is the Beefer. And Dino is going to get the win by outside interference of his manager, but we're not going to do this with the manager interference. This doesn't seem to have the same effect in here that it should. So I like to always do outside interference and then name the manager. All right, so Bravo with the win here. And here we go, Valentine against Roberts. They're going to go 12. And trust me, everybody, we are generous with these match lengths. The WWF was not known for long matches. And that goes all the way back to the 70s. All right, the Snake is in there with the hammer. Snake's going to get the win, everybody. Hopefully it comes via DDT and not that running knee lift. All right, Haku and Rick Martel, these two have been engaged in a really good feud. They've had some decent matches together here on our show. Here is Haku. Here is Rick Martel. Rick Martel, of course, is one half of Strikeforce here. And even though the WWF has them together at this time, they're working a lot of singles matches. So Rick Martel is going to get the win here, everybody, over Haku. It was October 27th, 1987, that the Strikeforce won the World Tag Team title from the Hart Foundation. I can remember being a kid and watching that live. Well, of course it was taped, but I can remember being a kid and watching that and going nuts. Going absolutely nuts, jumping around the family room, screaming. I think the dog was down there. I was high-fiving the dog. And it was just really special because I hated the Hart Foundation with Jimmy Hart. I hated him. But then when the Harts turned babyface, I was a huge fan of theirs. All right, so here we go. Magnificent Muraco, who's on the cusp of turning babyface here. He is going to face Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. And, of course, Steamer is going to get the win here. Now, we're coming up here on our semi-main, which is the Rockers against Hercules and Race. And, of course, this one was put in here as filler. This match was not really on this card. So here are the Rockers, and here are Hercules and Race. Now, the Rockers were actually fired from the WWF at this point. We kept them along, and it's the first time we're really using them on a tour card. It's not going to do them any good, though, because Harley Race is going to get the win. All right, here comes our main event, everybody. And we have Santana against Honky, and they're going to go 25. Intercontinental Heavyweight title is on the line. Here is TITO Santana. Here is the Honky Tonk Man. And we're going to do something really cool here. All right. Strikeforce is in their feud with the Islanders, right? The Islanders are managed by Bobby the Brain Heenan. Now, Bobby the Brain Heenan's already been on the show twice. So check this out, everybody. The winner is going to be the Honky Tonk Man. It's going to come via outside interference. We're going to have Bobby Heenan do the interfering. What do you think of that? Yeah! That does the trick. All right, so here we go. You know what? Let me edit that one. These two can put on an epic. They definitely have the psychology for it. So here we go. We're at our usual about 150 minutes. Good to go. Let's do our thing here, everybody. Let's see how it goes. All right. Tama with the win over DeCarlo, 52 for this one. And here we go. The young Stallions win with that high double drop kick over the Shadows, 58 overall for this one. The Stallions continue to improve. One-man gang over Jerry Allen with the 747. Bob Orton Jr., that is, gets the win over Scott Casey with a sleeper hold. Moving right along here. Dino Bravo gets the win over Brutus Beefcake with that interference from Johnny V, followed by the side suplex. So you can imagine Beefcake got hit in the head with a weapon. Bravo nailed him with the side suplex, got the win. I always liked that side suplex. And I think the reason why was that Bravo was such a huge, powerful dude that it was, to me, it was legit. You know, it looked realistic that he could pick the guy up like that and drop him down hard. I'm sure that finishing maneuver did not do Dino Bravo's hips or back any good long term. However, it was exciting to watch that finisher. Valentine and Roberts with an 87 here. Excellent. Roberts gets the win with that DDT. Good stuff here. Wow. I did not expect that one to do those kind of numbers. All right. And Martel with the win over Haku here with that Boston Crab. 83 for these two. Good stuff. Lots of green. Green equals money. And here we go. Muraco versus Steamboat. They get a 90. I'm not surprised in the least because both these guys could really go, especially at this point in their career. All right. Hercules and Race get the win over the Rockers. They get a 77. Still a good score. The Rockers have all the skill in the world. They're just not popular here on the East Coast, and our product heavily relies on popularity. So it's going to take a while before the Rockers gain that popularity. Just going to keep winning on TV. It's going to do the trick, everybody. All right, here comes our main event. Boy, was I wrong. I was 100% absolutely wrong on this one. 95. Excellent main event here. Again, our product is based on popularity, and Santana and Honky Tonk Man both have that popularity here in August of 1987. Good stuff. Bobby Heenan interferes, causes Santana the match. Honky Tonk Man gets the win. Now, so you can imagine what happened here is Bobby Heenan probably came to ringside, distracted Tito Santana and the referee, and from behind, Honky Tonk Man got the megaphone and hit Santana. See how that works? Wrestling psychology there, everybody? It's probably what happened. All right, let's finish this one up. Outstanding, 93. And let's point out Tito Santana. Let's point out Honky. And then we're going to point out Bobby Heenan here too, because Bobby Heenan did a heck of a job. So excellent. I'm sorry, great performance, great performance, great performance. We're going to make that speech. Santana is pleased. Honky is pleased. Heenan is pleased. Brad Drake is pleased. And we're heading back to our main screen here, everybody. We're getting ready for our next tour date here, which is in Manchester, New Hampshire, at the Kennedy Coliseum. And we'll put together that card, but we have an exciting main event already where it is going to be, make the change right now. It was originally Junkyard Dog and Tito Santana. We're changing it up to Strike Force versus the Hart Foundation, everybody. That should be an outstanding main event. All right, let's see what goes on here. Shirley Black's out of the AWA. Steamboat likes the one-man gang. So do I. Tama's tired. Bravo's tired. Lack of big names. BS, we got 93. Good to go. All right, everybody, that's going to do it for us for this one. For those of you looking for more, you can find it over on patreon.com/PowerCast Network. Check it out today, everybody. For just $5, you get access to all of our spreadsheets, version 10.1 of the Supermod, and so much more. And don't forget, everybody, that in just a few weeks, version 11 of the Supermod will be available on our Patreon page. Version 11's it's got a lot of action, a lot of new wrestlers, a lot of new stuff. It's good. It's the best one we've ever done, and I know that you'll enjoy it. Check us out on social media, facebook.com/group/1987Supermod. And don't forget, everybody, if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and leave us a message below. Last but not least, don't forget, check out Wrestling Fans International Association today. It's 100% free and gets you a free digital subscription to Wrestling Fan News, the WFIA.org. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time.